Walked over, joined in the line, jaw dropped, you wearing all white. Wonder when you got so fun. Yeah. Said hi and asked what's been up. Kept talking month after month. Your time, I can't get enough. Not alone anymore. You could be the one I'm looking for. You could be the one my heart adores. Got me in my head, yeah. Don't need second.
Hello, my lovely pro ladies and gentlemen. It's been so long since I've had a chance to talk to you, just me and you, one-on-one, or one-to-many. It's been a while since I've done a solo episode, but I've been through a lot and I've been really busy. We're in the first half of We actually just completed the first half of the year. It's June. And so I'm just gonna use this time to talk about what I've been up to and what you can look forward to coming up. So I'll first start by saying that I had Honeybee auditions and surprise, surprise, I made the team again. Yay! So I'll be a honeybee again for a second season. I'm super excited. I'm so excited just to be a vet. I think in your rookie season, everything's new. We also had a lot of changes last year. New leadership, new coach. I was new. So we were all figuring it out together. And I think going into this season, knowing how things work, like having gone through a full season, I'm way more prepared and know what's to come. And I think that gives me some peace. But I'm also looking forward to being a person that the rookies can lean on. I definitely had that in my rookie season, and I want to be that for the rookies coming in. And I can't wait till we do that. And we do have the summer off, so I'm excited to continue doing the things that I'm doing, such as teaching classes, which I'll get into, and continuing to do this podcast. I have a lot going on. So I'm really using the summer to catch up on and get ahead on a lot of things that I probably will have to put on hold once the season starts. So that I am really looking forward to. So you'll probably see us at appearances and things like that. We had the draft party and we got our new draft picks. So there'll be things that I'll be doing, but not practices or games until the fall comes. So I kind of like that, being able to have the summer off and travel and not have to worry about, oh, am I missing practice? Am I missing a game? Am I missing this important event that is mandatory to be at? I can get braids in my hair for the summer if I go to the beach. I'm free to do those things, but once the season starts, it's like it starts and then we're going full on until March. So yeah. Okay, so let's talk about auditions a little bit. I want to talk about a couple of different things about auditions. One of the first things I want to talk about is being locked in at auditions and how you have to balance being locked in and having fun. This year, I actually made a post that I didn't post. I made a social media video about how I wanted to stay away from social media during this audition season and how I wanted to really focus. And I feel like social media has really captured my mental lately. I find myself scrolling. And I think naturally being on a team, you're wanting to be on social media a little bit more because you see what other teams are doing. You want to do the trends. And like, this is such a finite point in your life where you are a dancer and you dance for you can say you dance for an NBA team and you want to do what you can while you're in uniform and you want to have all the experiences. You want to do the trends. And I'm somebody that once I start doing that, I can like get sucked into it and want to do more. And that's what social media is designed to do. It's designed to keep you on the app. It's designed to keep you wanting more. But I also have figured out lately that it's been messing with like my memory and my ability to socialize in public. And I feel like I can be really awkward sometimes. And I don't try to be. And I'm just like, am I just really self-aware knowing that I'm really awkward now? But I kind of feel like I've always been awkward, but I feel like now it's exacerbated. And so I told myself that I wanted to stop social media. And I kind of resisted being on social media as much as my teammates were in the beginning of last season as a honeybee. And then I kind of got sucked into it because people wanted to do these trends, and it was just so fun. And it's just so fun. And I saw how much they were on it, and I was just like, oh wow, like maybe I should jump on this train, but like not to follow, but just I do have this brand and I do have the professional cheerleader. I have the podcast, so I said, okay, maybe I should be posting more and kind of like jumping on this because, like I said, it is such a finite piece of my life. I'm not gonna be doing this for like 10 plus years, at least as a dancer. So yeah, I say all that to say, I wanted to kind of pause social media right when I got to semifinals. I made that video. I did not post it because I started saving stuff on TikTok, like, ooh, I should do this trend when it comes to auditions. Ooh, I should do this trend. And then I was like, okay, if I post this, I'll be a hypocrite because I have all these things saved and I want to do all these things. And I guess now was just not the time. So I did, in a sense, limit myself to social media a little bit, especially at the arena while we were at prep classes, things like that. I tried not to be on my phone. I tried to be present in the present moment. And as soon as we start learning, although I knew a lot of the dances that we did, there were little tweaks here and there, I still had to relearn it and I still had to lock in. And there's this balance you kind of have to have when you are going through this audition process, when you have to lock in, but also have fun. Like, you don't want too much of one. You don't want too much of one spectrum. You don't want to be having too much fun where you don't feel like they don't feel like you're taking it seriously enough and you're just kind of lollygagging and like just being loud and obnoxious and just being not serious about it. But at the same time, you want to show that you're serious and that you can lock in, really focus, and give it your all while also having fun. So you just kind of like have to be in the middle, and that's what I tried to do. So I tried to be intentional with talking to the other girls, especially the ones that maybe have come to my classes or that I knew previously, or girls that have come up to me and say, hey, I listened to your podcast, or just introduce themselves to me. I try to be really intentional about that and talking to the other aspiring pros in that world. Well, also, I haven't seen my teammates in a while, so like talking to them, but knowing when to shut it down and like focus and stay locked in on what the task is at hand. It's a balance, and some people do it well and some people don't, but it's just something that I found myself really having to consider a lot. Like, okay, am I locked in right now? Is this a time for me to have fun and be a little silly? So yeah. The other thing I want to talk about is semifinals day, which is, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people would agree with this, is the most stressful part of this whole audition process, because you get there, you learn to dance really fast, and then you have to perform it in front of judges. Granted, the judges are there when you're learning it, so they're kind of already looking and scoping out people. And they know that you just learned it, so they want you to know how to recover and pick up choreography and figure out. It's kind of like a mental exercise. That's what I think semifinals is, at least for us. It is a mental exercise. And boy, let me tell you, they were testing my mental all that day. I went through so many different emotions. My main thing was like to stay focused and locked in. But as soon as I got done with that dance, you can hear the whole story about like my range of emotions on my TikTok, because I went through all of it from like when I woke up that morning to when we left. My TikTok is thepro.dancer. So go check it out on there. And so, yeah, I just went through so many stages of emotions, because it is just the thought of like, oh, do I have to be perfect? Kinda. But do I have to not? No, I don't. You know, I can be imperfect in this moment when I'm performing. I just learned it. I have to give myself grace. And it's constantly telling myself, you can do it. Do your best, but give yourself grace. You just learned it and you can do this. You've done it before. You are a performer. But I think in my mind, the biggest thing for me was like, okay, don't blank out like you did last year. And I didn't as bad as I did last year. There were a couple moments here and there. We got to do it twice. There were a couple moments where, you know, I blanked out, but it wasn't like it was catastrophic. And everyone at some point messed up. If I talk to a girl, they probably say at some point they maybe missed something. So we were all going through it at that point. And yeah, it just is what it is. So that was auditions. Finals was a lot of fun. We added in a production element, which was so fun. We got to do videography, and we had a photographer there taking our photo in our uniform, and it was so fun to be able to do that for a day and then get to practice. We spent a lot of time practicing. There was a fitness element. There was no talent, which thank God, because dancing is my talent, so I really liked that. But finals was, I will say, definitely not as stressful because we knew the dance 2 days or 3 days before we had to perform it, and it was not nearly as stressful. So I was very thankful for that. The other thing I want to say about auditions is when you hear no, it can be very discouraging, just point blank period, to hear the words no, or like, oh, you didn't make it past this round. And I know it can be really, really hard on some of us when we feel like we put our hard-earned money, time, effort into this audition process, and then we don't get the outcome that we want. It is, yes, very frustrating. But I will say, give yourself grace. Grace. You did something that half people would not do. And for that, you should be proud of yourself. But I don't want to take away the fact that you need to sit with your emotions. You need to feel like SHIT. You need to feel like, damn, what more could I have done? You need to sit in those feelings because it's all part of the process. It's a grieving process. You are grieving a loss, essentially, at the end of the day. And you have to sit with that loss. It's like, it's no different than, I mean, it can be different if you really want to dissect it. It can be different, but it's no different than a breakup or not getting a job that you really want. That is actually what it is. It is a job that you really wanted and you did not get. But you know what? Life moves on. Take out your journal, write about it, take out your phone, video chat about it, talk to somebody about it. I had a lot of people that reached out to me and they were disappointed as to what could I do better, and like, can you give me some feedback on my video? And that's great. After you sit with those emotions, you got to think about, okay, is this something that I really want? Is it something that I want to try again and do? Because the answer might be no, and that's okay. You might have other things in your life that you want to do. This is not the end all be all. It's a great thing to do, but it's only a part of your life. It is not your life. It can feel like that when you spent the last months preparing, but you got to find something else that's going to keep you happy. And you cannot let auditions take away your joy and your passion for dance. I see that happen a lot, whether it's being on a team and not being happy with the leadership or the people that you were surrounded by, your teammates maybe not being as nice. It can feel discouraging to think like, oh, I want to dance again after you've been through something that's connected to dance but was a negative experience. And so that's the last thing I want you to do, is to blame dance for this. You have to sit with it for as long as you need, and then you have to reevaluate and get to moving. Whether that's get to moving and preparing for next season, or get to moving on to something else. Maybe you have this really great passion for art and doing art, and you want to pursue that hobby. Take a few minutes or take a few years off, come back to dance. I think that's so important. The things that we love, we can't make it our lives. We can't make it us. It is a part of us, but it is not us. And I think that's so important to think about. If you are religious, pray about it. You may find answers in that prayer, and you might find answers as you go about your daily life. But I want to just say that for all the women out there who did not get the expected outcome, there's a reason for that. It's a reason why. And this year may not have been your year, but that doesn't mean that next year won't be your year. I know we're all getting older, and we factor that in, especially as women. We factor getting older and our bodies getting older. You gotta continue to stretch. That's a real factor to being a dancer. You gotta continue to stretch. You gotta continue to stay active. And that's just healthy overall for your overall well-being. So yeah, that's what auditions were kind of like in a nutshell. The other thing that I've done in this time is I finished the TopCats alumni era series, which has been so fun. Let me tell you, if you don't know, I was a former TopCat, and they had their 30th year anniversary of the TopCats last year is when they celebrated. So after that happened, the alumni organization asked me if I wanted to host a podcast sub-series with TopCat alumni who would talk about their experiences as a TopCat and anything they wanted to share, advice or stories that they wanted to share with my audience, who is comprised of former pro cheerleaders, alumni, aspiring pros, a lot of aspiring pros, current pros. And I thought that would be great. It was an honor for sure. And I'm glad that it's out there. So it's out there for everybody to listen. And I've gotten so much great feedback on it. And I want to thank you if you are listening to this and you've already listened to an episode or all episodes, praise you. But thank you for doing that. And if you liked any episode, please, 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 it would mean the world to me if you left a review. And it has to be on Apple Podcasts. So I hope you have Apple Podcasts to leave that review, or you can leave a comment on Spotify. I know a lot of you have Spotify. So that would mean the world to me if you did listen to, hell, a minute of a podcast episode and you liked that minute, or something that moved you, got you thinking about something deeper. And if you haven't listened, they're up on the Imperfect Cheerleader podcast and you can go there and listen to them. Okay. So yeah, that was amazing. I also did a live podcast episode, which I never had done before, at the Beyond the Field event with TopCat alumni. And it was Beyond the Field, Rally, Restore, and Rise. And they did yoga, they did line dancing. I had my podcast there. They had different vendors. And the vendors were TopCat alumni who maybe worked at specific businesses, or they had businesses that they wanted to promote. So that was really fun. They also have food, which I was not expecting, but that was a really nice treat too. So yeah, I will be releasing that episode soon. But that was amazing to get to talk to even more TopCat alumni. And those women are incredible. I told them this in an email I sent just to thank them for their time, for being part of the series. They're my big sisters. And I feel like we are so lucky to be part of this sisterhood. But these women, they're so incredible, each in their own way. And I look up to them so much. There's so many amazing women out there that I have not even gotten a chance to speak to. But the ones that I have, the ones that are in Charlotte that have been at that event, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many of y'all. I need to meet more of you, and I can't wait till we have the next alumni event. If I can actually participate, I'd have to be retired from the HBs first. But anyway, yeah, performance, that is. Performance. So yeah, that's what I've been up to when it comes to auditions and podcasting and alumni events. Also, I know you all probably have watched DCC on Netflix, the new season out, season 3. I have some takeaways from it, and I can talk about those a little bit now. One of them was the social media, like the girls on social media, and it affecting their mental health, and people constantly talking about them on social media and like picking apart every little thing and like saying, oh, they're not in line. Ooh, what is this girl doing? What's ponytail girl doing? And that's why I said at the beginning, like, sometimes you just got to get off social media because it can affect your mental health. And like, those girls aren't even asking to be famous. Some of them are influencers, some of them are social media, TikTok famous, but like most of them I would think came there to dance. And I think this was said multiple times during the series, because the show has gotten so big, our girls there for the right reasons, and you just never know. But that's part of it. When you are part of an organization like this, people are weird and they're going to talk about you, and it's all about how you respond to it. And you have to really have a good relationship with your phone, to be able to put it down and have a boundary with your phone. So I thought that was interesting. And then deciding to leave. Reese's story, I'm sorry, it's a spoiler alert, but Reese's story, she's a DCC, well, she was, and she decided to hang up her palms and her boots after 3 seasons. And a lot of people, there was a lot of conversation about, okay, did her husband make her do this? And we don't know her relationship, first of all. But I got to thinking about how your religion and your faith may impact your decision, and the relationship between faith and pro dance. Because what I found being on 2 dance teams, I found that faith has been really big for a lot of these dancers, and it has gotten me back into not back into my faith, but a little bit more aware of my faith in these circumstances. And when I think about it, and I'll probably do a whole podcast on this, but when I think about it, it is really about, we are doing something that only a few people get to do in their lifetime. We're part of this unique class of pro dancers, and that by itself is something that is ordained by God. He chose you to be part of this special group and a special purpose, and in a way to glorify Him or bring you closer to Him or whatever. But I also just think about how big it is, like how much of a big deal it is, and how transformative it can be for a lot of people. But then at the same time, I wonder, like, why is there such a huge correlation with faith and pro dance? Is it just a southern thing? Maybe. But I think about that a lot, and I'll do a whole episode on that. But back to DCC. Yeah, so that thing about Reece is interesting, and maybe one day she'll come onto the podcast, y'all. Let's talk about it. But I also got to thinking, okay, the DCC, they have their platform on Netflix. A lot of their girls have been able to monetize on social media, get brand deals, and like that has been able to replace their, whatever their 9-to-5 income is or was. But at the same time, they're also getting paid more because of last season and what happened with the pay raise. I think it was like 400%. So they're getting, who knows what they're getting paid, but it seems like some girls are actually being able to live off of this newfound fame and excitement around DCC. And so I got to thinking, what other team, and I want you to tell me, what other team do you think would you want to see a show for? And then I got to thinking about the Knicks, how they are one of the most popular teams in the NBA, the Knicks City Dancers. But I seen like a clip of them during the parade, and people were commenting like, oh, these must not be the real girls, like what are they doing out there? It was just so negative. I was just like, what is going on here? Why are people so critical of the girls? It's just, this is the society we live in. It's a patriarchal society. People are misogynists. People, men and women, they sit behind their computers and they chat all day, but nobody knows it's them. Or they could be like user 167 and they're just chatting away in their basement, and people have the courage to do things when they're not exposed. So anyway, I'll say all that to say, like, what other team would y'all want to see a show for? The Honeybees, maybe one day. But yeah, there's also this account on Instagram called Hardwood Dancers, and they feature a lot of what's going on in the NBA dance world, which is so cool. They named, and I think people voted, but they named my teammate and friend Amina Rookie of the Year. So go Amina. And they do like these random awards, like our coach was nominated for Coach of the Year. And I just want to know, who runs that account? Does anybody know? We want to know, because they seem to know everything about our team. We're just like, what is going on? But yeah, I'll end with this. I am considering, this is not like, I don't know why I'm the major pause, but I'm considering changing the name of my podcast from The Imperfect Cheerleader to The Imperfect Dancer, because it's more reflective of what I am currently. And I've also toyed with a different type of name too, but more to come on that. But you might be seeing a different name come across your podcast feed. So more to come on that. In the meantime, I am teaching classes at NC Dance District. I started a pro dance residency with some other pro dancers and former pro dancers. And this is at NC Dance District. I teach on Tuesdays, 6 to 7. So come dance with me, come learn. We do every single style you can think of when it comes to the pro dance world. Hip hop, jazz, pom, which I know a lot of you love. I love pom. It's one of my favorites. And yeah, I would love for you to come dance and boogie and get down with me. Jazz funk, that's another style. But hope that you found this interesting and that you get a glimmer of what I've been up to lately. And I, of course, will keep you updated on the name, and you'll see some things coming out on that soon. And yeah, tell me who you want to see on the podcast. I also have some exciting guests coming up, and I'm excited for that too. But anyway, thank you so much for listening to me yap for about 30 minutes, and I'll see you on another episode of the Imperfect Cheerleader podcast. Bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Imperfect Cheerleader podcast. Taking the time to listen while you're busy with all of life's responsibilities means the world to me. If you enjoyed this episode, here are a few ways you can support ICP. Number 1, hit the subscribe button so you always get newly released episodes and never miss them. Number 2, take a screenshot of the episode you listened to and tag @theprofessionalcheerleader on Instagram. I love to repost your tags and shout you out on stories. And number 3, write a review on Apple Podcast. This is the best way to show your support for the podcast and helps bring us even more guests, interviews, and topics. I hope you have a wonderful day and continue to work towards your goals of becoming a professional cheerleader, dancer, or someone who just loves to move, honey. I'll see you next time on another episode of the Imperfect Cheerleader podcast. Bye for now.